Geek Out! Pinkies up. Time for another Geek Out Book Club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
And this week, we're talking about the first volume of Rockstars by Joe Harris and Megan Hutchison. Nativity in Blacklight is the subtitle.
Oof, what a fucking title.
Dude.
Jesus Christ. Damn.
It's
fucking That's a good title.
It's a fucking good book. If you like rock and roll, true to its name, and it's out in comic book shops and on Comixology on Wednesday, June 14th. So pre-order that shit. Get the pre-order. Yeah, it's so fucking cool. I mean, we've talked about it multiple times. Like, the 70s is just this fertile period where everything is kind of still a little dangerous, still a little raw.
There's a reason Rob Zombie said he's forever stuck in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's like, for him, that's everything that matters. Movies, fashion, music.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Guy uses God of Thunder to open up his version of Halloween.
Yes.
What would you open up your version of Halloween with, Jake?
It would probably be, I'm thinking it would be a Kiss thing.
It'd still be Kiss?
It'd still be Kiss. It'd be, She.
Okay. You know what's wild about this, though? Like, Megan's background was working like art departments in like in the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of her first like major like comic gigs.
Yeah.
But you would never know that. It's like the mark of a true veteran.
Yeah, it's outstanding, you know. And again, it's not dealing with just rock and roll, like we've said. It deals with all kinds of crazy, dare I say, supernatural-esque type things. So there's all kinds of room to really use your imagination with the art and coloring and just the layouts. It's just fucking crazy. And the whole time it's, you know, again, encased in good old-fashioned rock and roll.
Yeah. And rock and roll will never die.
No.
But this story kind of tackles that immortality. What deal with the devil do you have to really tap into that spirit of rock and roll? Mm-hmm. And I always love that. But despite the murders and the black magic, there is still, in the presence of pure evil, it's still a fun book.
Yes.
You know, this collects the first 5 issues, which kind of captures that perfect slice of 70s rock and roll. Very Led Zeppelin,
mm-hmm.
without being Led Zeppelin. I mean, Blue Rider is the band in this particular
What's your favorite Led Zeppelin album?
Ooh. Probably this is like not particularly original, but probably 4. I really like 2 as well.
Yeah, 2's my favorite.
Yeah, I think 3 gets the short shrift.
Well, it's not super heavy.
Yeah.
You know,
but it does have the Immigrant Song.
It does have the Immigrant Song, but the way when I first got into Led Zeppelin, it was like I'd classify the first album as blues, second album as metal, even though, you know, the birth of metal, even though Jimmy Page hated that. The third album was like more acoustic-y, harmony,
folk almost.
Folk, and 4 is like their greatest hits.
Yeah.
4 is like if Boston released their first album as their 4th album.
So instead of releasing Walk On, they release Boston.
Yeah.
Or Led Zeppelin 4, who knows. So what about everything post 4? Houses of the Holy?
That stuff's cool too. I mean, my favorite overall song isn't even on 2. It's Achilles' Last Stand, because I mean, as a kid,
Physical Graffiti?
Yeah, Jimmy Page is what got me to pick up a guitar again, because I got really frustrated when I first started when I was really young, because I wanted to be Bruce Springsteen, and I got really, really frustrated. And then I started really getting this Led Zeppelin like middle school.
Yeah.
And I had heard the first time the word, I mean, even as a Beatles fan, I knew what overdubbing was, but the first time I really like got the power of overdubbing was Achilles' Last Stand, in terms of it being 10 guitars overdubbed in that one song, and there's only one guitar player in the band.
Very epic.
And that, like, and I also like Achilles, I guess, you know. I remember I drew his life as a report in school once.
Is that your next special like episode topic?
Yes, I'm going to read
all of the Iliad.
All of the Iliad, a line. Each month is one line.
That'll take you 40 years.
Yes, that's the plan. No, but I like Achilles, and you know, it's just epic, and I like long epic songs. You know, and but 2 for me it was the fact that it was like, that's one of the places I can pinpoint, oh, that's when shit gets real heavy. Like, you know, there have been instances before, Beatles, Who, Stones. I would never classify the Stones really heavy at all, actually. But the you know, just more rock and roll.
What's the heaviest they get? It's only rock and roll, but I like it.
No, I mean, there's like twang, like Street Fighting Man's got twang, but and like the topics are heavy, but they don't like ever, and like Satisfaction of course, but they don't ever like bring like hardcore deep crunch, you know what I mean? Like just like their stuff's more raw than for me, like it being like unrelenting. Like if we're talking about like the Beatles are polished,
yeah,
Stones are raw,
yeah,
the Who are unrelenting,
yes,
Zeppelin is epic or mythical, they're just
otherworldly,
otherworldly, loud. But so yeah.
But yeah, this book I think tries to capture the spirit of that, not just it being loud. In fact, it's not a particularly loud book if you think about it. It's a meditation on what makes rock and roll, and that's what we love about it. Also, I feel like there's kind of like almost like Sandman-esque influence with like Jimmy James and stuff, which is always cool. I love Sandman. And again, like if you love 70s rock and roll, or if you just love a good crackling yarn, I do like that. Dorothy kind of looks like Penny Lane in Almost Famous. That was a nice touch. In fact, she makes an Almost Famous joke. In fact, our lead character, Jackie looks like he's from Almost Famous as well.
He looks like the man.
Yeah.
From that film.
So there you have it. I mean, again, this is out on June 14th. A murder mystery that spans decades at the heart of classic rock. This has been another Geek Out Book Club. I'm Sam.
I'm Jake.
Keep reading. This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.